Well, hello everybody. So we've exchanged cars beeping for the sounds of a hostel. That's where we're at right now. I'm in Delhi. This is my last day here. I'm about to head back, and there's something I wanted to do while I was here, but I was just kind of like a little clueless about it, and that's mangoes, because India is known for its mangoes. People are serious about their mangoes here. My problem is that I've been going to all these markets, I've been seeing mangoes everywhere, I just don't know which one's which. Here in Delhi, I went to a very, very high-end, expensive market, food hall. And food hall was like, they had a crazy selection of fruit. They had Japanese cantaloupes, like snake fruit, they had guavas, longans, they had loquats, they had all sorts of crazy stuff, all things I've had before. And what was nice is they had labels on everything. So I think if I walked into a market, I wouldn't be able to tell what these were. This, although it was very expensive, gave me a chance to figure it out. So I bought all these mangoes for like $8, which for India is a lot of money. So the first mango I'm going to talk about is this one here. This is a Puri mango. It's got a really nice blush to it, and it's relatively small. So here is the inside. It's got a nice orange color, nice and bright. It looks like it's got some, you can even see on the knife there, it's got some fibrousness to it, but not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty. That's really good. The initial taste is just like a really nice, strong mango flavor, but it's got something extra to it. It tastes very coconutty, but not just like straight up coconut, but more like coconut water. You know, not so creamy tasting, but nutty. It's got quite a lot of sweetness to it. Level 1 to 10, where 10 is a sugar cube. This is probably like 7 or an 8. I'd say probably the same tartness as like an orange. It also has like a little bit of like a spiciness to it, like incense or something. Next, I want to talk about the Alfonso Mango. India is known for them, so I feel like I would be doing India a disservice not to talk about the Alfonso Mango here. Similar color to the Puri Mango. Here's the Puri Mango, here's the Alfonso. Cuts through very easily. Maybe like similar fibrousness as that other one. There you go, looks good. That's really good. It's got like a tartness to it. A little higher, maybe like a 7 out of 10 on sourness. Sweetness is quite high, but maybe not as high as the Puri. This is maybe more like 6. It's a little funky, maybe a little bit like the Queenie mango, which I had in Borneo. Like almost like a little bit of like a durian kind of funk to it. Tart, sweet, a little funky, very, very strong mango taste. This tastes like mango candy. It's like very, very quintessentially mango-y. This is a Tata Puri, biggest mango overall that I have here. It's got a very like pointy end right here, where it attached at the stem, and a little bit of a little beak at the other end too. It's got an interesting shape to it. So here's the inside. You see that this one is more yellow. This is not, you can see the Puri mango here, you see how orange that is? This is not nearly as orange. Cuts rather smoothly, not as smoothly though, but cuts pretty smooth, and bam. Oh, that little sound effect just worked out so nicely, it was like magic. This one's mild, no tartness whatsoever. I'd say 0 or 1 out of 10. Not super sweet either. This one is maybe like, I don't know, 3. It might get better as it ages or something, but this seems like a better mango to have with something on it. I know a lot of people here like putting like salt and chili and stuff on their mangoes, and this would maybe be a good mango for that. The flavor is not so much, but the texture is really nice. It feels like eating like mango pudding. It's very soft, but like has very little fiber to it. So you bite and just kind of melts in your mouth. On its own, not my favorite. This one here is the Ffuge, and this one's kind of wonky looking. It looks almost like you took like a mango and you crushed it. But yeah, it's just kind of like flat, wide and flat. And the coloring on this is kind of interesting too. A lot of little splotches of green and yellow. Cuts pretty smoothly. Whoa, okay, here's a surprise. Look at that. It's a little hard to tell in the lighting here, but it's like peachy. It's a very odd color for mango. Also completely different. I've never had a mango like this. It's like tart, but in almost like a citrusy way. Like lemony or something. I say this is more like an 8 out of 10. It's got like a little bit of like a piney taste to it, like the Tommy Atkins would have, but not as strong. A little bit of like a pepper taste. Tastes almost like a little melony, spicy, piney, sour, not super sweet, maybe like a 3, but it does have a lot of flavor to it. It's got like a little bit of that coconut kind of flavor, but more like coconut cream and less like coconut water, like that first one I had. I would eat this like if I wanted like a grapefruit or an orange or something. I wouldn't eat this if I wanted a mango. It's like too different. It does have a mango-ish taste in there, like what you would expect from a mango, but it's quite low, and all the other flavors are kind of like overpowering it. This is the Hammam. It's actually quite bright, like a canary yellow. Looks almost like it's like a lemon color. So many mangoes, oh my gosh. Yeah, I think like mangoes have a lot of B vitamins in them, so it might be like up all night now. So, bam, check that out. It's white inside. And the smell on this is really strange. Getting up there to like the queenie mango kind of funkiness, which tasted like mangoes and scrambled eggs. This one does not separate so easily from the skin. That's interesting. It kind of like fell apart when I tried taking it off. Huh. What is that? This is, I feel weird even calling this a mango. It tastes like honeydew and cantaloupes and like muscat grapes. This is like an extremely musky tasting mango. This is the sweetest out of all of these mangoes. Possibly the sweetest mango I've ever had. Maybe like on par of like the one I had in Japan, which was like candy. 10's a sugar cube. This is like a 9. Not sour. It almost makes me want to say it's sour just because it's very strong. Like the flavor in it's strong, and it's not mango, and it's not sourness. It's musk. It's like a little intense just because of how sweet and how strong it is, but it's really, really tasty and very, very unique. This is one of the more unique mangoes I've had, and I've had some weird ones. It feels like a different, people are like, oh, there's sour, there's sweet, there's bitter, there's umami. Like there's also something else, and that is triggered with this one. There is like that musk taste. It doesn't really relate to any of those other things. It's like a very unique kind of sensation when you eat it. And this one is like triggering it like crazy. You get that a little bit from melons, but I don't especially like melons. I think a lot of people don't. I do like this. This is really, really good. This is kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of showing me like what can be good about a melon. Number 1 winner, I think, would be the Hammam. Second, I would go with the Puri. I think that one's pretty good. After that, I would go with the Alfonso, just because it's got like a lot of flavor, a lot of sourness, A lot of mango-ness to it, a little funk. I like that about it. So that would be number 3. Next, I would go with the Safeda. It's a little tart, a little interesting. The kind of peachy color to it I like. And my least favorite would be the Tata Puri. I mean, it's still pretty good. It's weak. There's not a lot going on there. Not a single bad one here. These are all really, really tasty. Mangoes in India are something you've got to try if you go to India. Every one is so uniquely different than another that you can eat like one and another and they'll taste like 2 completely different fruits. It was just like right here. If you handed these to somebody, I don't think they would necessarily know that they were mangoes just because of like how different they are. And that's really saying something. I've had so many different varieties of mangoes so far, and this just goes to show just like how different one can be from another, and that's pretty amazing. So if you're in another country and you see a mango, you've never had that one before, it looks a little different than the ones that you have at home, pick it up, because it's going to be probably different than what you're expecting. I think this is it for my trip to India, and I hope you've enjoyed everything I found here, and now I'm going back home. Alright, till next time, bye. There's going to be a preview at the end of this video, so don't go anywhere. I just want to give a big shout out to all of the mega contributors over on Patreon. Dr. Torgman, AltPod, FoodToLive.com, and the channel Smarter Every Day. Patreon is how this channel happens, so if you want to find out more about how you can contribute and help this channel grow, do click on the link in the description below, or the one that's floating around me right now. I also have t-shirts for sale. This is the latest one, the Mandrake Group shirt, which is available on my website, also in the description below. This is not a huge channel. I'm trying to make it big. Leaving a comment, or liking, subscribing, sharing, anything you can do, guys, does help me out quite a lot. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.